What's up, lovely viewers? Welcome to your favorite every Tuesday show, The Daily Trend. On this show, we talk about everything concerning society. It's entertaining and informative. Today, we'll be talking about self-sacrifice, and I have with me two beautiful women to help with the discussion. They are
Ivy Conscient
and with Somoa.
So we're going to start our discussion after this short break.
Welcome back, cherished viewers. So in this segment, we are going to start with self-sacrifice, and then we'll also be looking at giving what you love for who you love. So when we talk about self-sacrifice, personally, I get the impression that it's a decision one makes to give up what they really want or what they would want to have so that others can have it, and then others can feel okay with having what they have.
also see self-sacrificing as giving yourself up to be slaughtered for something good. For example, in a village where there is a calamity, and then someone comes out that I would give myself up to be sacrificed so that the whole community will be peaceful.
Yeah.
And then also you look at a situation where in the battlefield a soldier also uses himself as bait to give his comrades an upper hand over their enemies, and also taking blames to bring peace.
Yes, sure.
I think self-sacrifice is something that we do whereby it benefits ourselves and it benefits other parties too. For example, if I live in a big house where I have everything, but then that place is far from my workplace, where it takes about an hour or two for me to get to work, and I decide to move very close to the workplace so that I get to work very early. It also say that it benefits me, one, because I get to work early, and it also benefits the office because I get to work on time, and then all my orders are on time, and I get to follow a standard chart.
Yeah, so I guess we are looking at the fact that self-sacrifice can benefit you, but we'll be looking mainly at self-sacrifice that is for the benefit of other people. Okay, so if you are doing something that you are benefiting from it yourself, it is also considered as self-sacrifice. But in this segment, we'll be looking at what benefits other people. So then, let's think about this. What would make someone want to sacrifice what they love so that someone else can have it? What would make a mother not go without eating so that her children can have the food?
To satisfy the interests of other people, we mostly sacrifice. We mostly do self-sacrifice. For example, from where I come from, I know a woman by the roadside who has about 2 children. Mostly whenever I'm going to work, I give her something, and I've never seen her taking that thing for herself. She mostly divides it into 2 and gives it to the children, whereby she's hungry. I took the time to ask her why she does that. She told me that, well, if my children are alive, it makes me more happier than them being sick. Yeah. So I understand that the woman doing that, it's self-sacrifice.
So she's doing that out of love for her
out
children.
Of love.
I also feel when love is in play, love is actually a heavy word, and then if there's love in place, it pushes you to do a lot of things. Sometimes you don't even think about what would benefit you. You put others first before you.
Others first before yourself. And of course, we live in a society where we are all interdependent. So if you are doing something for your friend, you know that definitely it's all for the good of all of you.
Yeah, tomorrow you might need a help from someone, and because of what you did previously, someone would come in to help you because you helped them at their time in need.
So when we talk about self-sacrifice, so when a married woman or a man who forgets his dreams or her dreams to stay in a marriage, let's say, for example, women mostly are asked to stop working and stay in the house, is that also referred to as self-sacrifice?
Yeah, I think that can also be referred to as self-sacrifice. You know, there are cases where women who occupy positions as senior managers or superior accountants or very demanding positions, okay, and their husbands also are lawyers or doctors, and so they both don't have time for their children. They both can't take care of their children. So what usually happens is the woman steps forward and says that, okay, I'll do this for the house, I'll do this for my husband. And so she gets off her job, she actually resigns her job and comes home to take care of the children. So we can look at that as an example of self-sacrifice.
I also see it as self-sacrificing in this way because growing up, she also went to school. She had goals. She had aims for her life. And then maybe she went to school and now she's a professional banker or she's a professional accountant. She has to forgo all these years that she spent in school learning just to become this person of her dreams. She has to forgo all these things because of the love of her family, because of the love of her children or the husband. She's actually sacrificing something which is in benefit for her family.
Another scenario is a man who wants to get married to a beautiful woman, but then the family of the man are not in favor of the woman. They say that if the man marries the lady, he's going to lose his inheritance, and then they are going to disown him, meaning he's not from the society anymore. So if the man accepts this and goes ahead and marry the woman, it's also sacrificing his inheritance. He's and all those things. Okay, so if the man does all these things, are there any form of consequences from it?
There are a lot of consequences from it. One, he's going to lose the love from his people. He's also going to lose some things he would have gotten in life easily because he had a good inheritance. So maybe because of his status now, he would have to struggle for some things he could have gotten easily previously.
And then still looking at self-sacrifice still in the home, you would walk on the streets, and when you're talking to some people who are selling, they will tell you that I'm selling because I had to drop out of school to take care of my little siblings who are also now in school. So they know that they need to be in school, but they think wherever they've got into is okay for them, or even if it's not okay, they feel their younger ones should be given the opportunity to, and so they drop out of school to take care of their little siblings, right?
Yes.
And then also we can look at in the workplace, for example, let's say we are running shifts, and for some reason today I'm not able to make it for my shift. So someone comes in to say that, okay, I know this is not my shift and I have to go and take care of my house and do things, but don't worry, you go to wherever you need to go and let me stand in, let me be there.
Yeah,
so
these things are human because you do not know. Tomorrow you may be the one in the person's shoes and then you would need someone to stand in for you. But because maybe you didn't do for someone would also not do it for you. These things are humanly, they come. So as you do it for you sacrifice for people, you also get people doing it for you.
Yeah, so finally we can look at how does self-sacrifice negatively affect the person who is self-sacrificing, right? I think if I'm always self-sacrificing and my aim is to be recognized, my aim is to be acknowledged, if the person I'm doing it for doesn't give me that appreciation I need, I will be angry, I will be resented, I'll be frustrated, right?
Yes. It's going to be all that, but then if you are ready to give up something, I don't think you should expect anything back, because if you are expecting something back as you giving up something, then obviously you're not going to get that. So you don't have to think that you're going to sacrifice something in order to get something. Maybe, as you said, you self-sacrificed for recognition, but then after that you didn't get the recognition. They don't even think of who you are. They just forget about you, and then it's like nothing done. After all, even if you didn't do it, it doesn't change anything, although it had changed a lot of things. So whilst you are doing self-sacrifice, it's better if you don't put your own interest at first.
Yeah.
The whole problem here is, first of all, what is your aim or what you intend to achieve in self-sacrifice? So if what you want to achieve is your outcome, as in it being good for you, then you might be disappointed in the end if it does not go your way. That is what we need to, very importantly. Why are we giving up things? Is it because you want to be acknowledged in the end, or is it because you actually want the good of others? If it is that way, then if something turns the other way, you wouldn't be disappointed, because you had a good intention from the beginning.
Okay, so what if I sacrificed something very important to me, not because I had to, but because the other party wanted me to do it? So I did it for him. After I did that, I'll be there. Then sometimes I feel so depressed that I'm like, why did I even do it for him? Can we say that it is a negative or a positive effect? So what I'm trying to drive at is, do we have positive effect from self-sacrifice?
Yes, we can. There are times where you self-sacrifice, and then looking at where we looked at our mothers, okay, their self-sacrifice is a positive benefit to those who are receiving it, in the sense that their children are catered for, their children are provided for, and all that. Because, like you said, the aim with which they are doing that is pure. The aim with which they are doing that is totally out of love. But in a case where you are doing to be recognized, okay, which is to mean that in the end, if whatever you are expecting doesn't come, you end up feeling disappointed, you end up feeling neglected, you end up feeling not what you really intended at the end, then we can't say that self-sacrifice had gone on. Maybe you are just forcing yourself to do something. So then in that case, I would suggest you stop doing that, because it's not helping you as an individual.
Yeah, in your case like this, it's unfortunate, okay, because in a way you were forced to do it. You think the other party strongly needs it. So if you think in the end you will not be happy with it in the first place, don't do it.
Yeah.
But it is not a thought. It's something that it should be done. If I don't do it, the person will not get what he wants. Maybe what the person wants is very important to him. But then I want it, and I'm just giving it up for the person to get what he wants first. So it's like a race. I could be ahead, but then I want the person to be ahead first.
Oh, but later you see this person enjoying whatever you gave up for the person,
you
start feeling depressed
about it.
Yes, if you not be happy later on,
then don't do it.
I don't see why you should do it.
You know, there are people who naturally have okay, let me call it a low self-esteem, okay? So they feel that, oh, I need to help them, I need to do this for them, I need to do that for them. So they always put other people before themselves. And what ends up happening is, like you said, in the end, they feel depressed, they feel unfortunate. Why couldn't I have that? And so they've given it up all right, but they are still not happy with themselves in the end. So then why continue doing it?
But then self-sacrifice is not only about recognition. We can also self-sacrifice for the interests of other people to make them very happy. So if they are happy, then it's considered as self-sacrifice. Maybe, for example, if in a marriage, I'm supposed to get married to someone, but before the person gets married, I have a lot of money for the person to be able to continue his education to become the most respected person in the society. I have the resource, but then I could have used it to start my own business. But because I want to marry that person, I do that. Then it's also referred to as self-sacrifice.
Yes. So
in this case, both are happy.
Both are happy.
Yes. I'm doing it, and in the end, we'll all achieve what I want. I would get to marry the person I want, because now you would have written to the level that I want. Even though I could have used it to start a business, I am using it for something that will benefit us in the future.
Right. I hope we are really enjoying this segment, but we'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome, lovely viewers, from the short break. This session we'll be talking about lies. Let's look at this scenario where your mother asks you if you stole a meat from the soup today. She actually saw it today, and then she asked you if you stole the meat from the soup today. Sorry, and then you told her no,
Okay.
because you actually stole it the day before, and then she asked you, and you said it was no. Okay. Is it considered as lie?
Of course, it's a pure lie.
I would say it's not a lie.
Why would you?
Well, because I stole the meat yesterday, and you are asking me today. And so today is not when I stole the meat. And so I'd say I don't think it's a lie.
And it is a lie. You did the action, you did it. Mm-hmm. So it is still a lie. It doesn't matter the day.
I did the action, true, but her question was, did you steal the meat today? And I didn't steal the meat today. So I don't think that is a lie in that incident.
So as long as the question is today, then it's referred to as not being a lie. So if the mom was like, did you steal the meat yesterday? Then you would have said, oh, that one is a lie instead.
That would be a lie.
Then I think we kind of misunderstand the definitions between what is a lie.
So
and
what do we
not
consider as lie then?
What I consider as a lie is if I do something obviously that I am not supposed to do. But when a friend of mine asks me, did you do this thing? Then I say, oh no, I didn't do it, with a smiley face, everything to show that I am not lying, I'm telling the truth. That is a lie, because I know deep down that I am lying.
And yes, of course, we know that a lie is anything that is not the truth. So like you said, although what the question she's asking me, okay, if I stole the meat today, I'd say it's not a lie because I didn't steal it today, but I'll definitely still have to tell her that I did steal the meat eventually, okay, because if I still deny it for the whole period, that would be a total lie. So in cases where you deny the truth when you know that this is what it is, we can say there's been a lie.
But can we also say that, for example, if you are supposed to go to the beach at 2 o'clock and then you go to a party instead at 2 o'clock, but then you went to the beach at 4 o'clock, and a friend of yours asks you that, did you go to the beach today? Then you're like, did you go to the beach at 4 o'clock today? Then you said, no, I didn't go to the beach. Is that one referred to as a lie?
As long as he says, no, I didn't go to the beach, but you know you went to the beach that day, right? So we can say that you tell them the truth, just that you indicate it wasn't at the time you thought I was there, right? Because they still know you went there at some time. So you just make them know that, okay, it wasn't at the time you expected me to be there, but this is what happened, right?
So being dishonest or staying away from the truth is what you consider as lies, according to
being dishonest or staying away from the truth.
Okay, so let's look at this case study where an older sister tells lies to protect her sister. As a younger sister takes her mother's ATM card or her Visa card to go for shopping.
Okay.
The mother finds out and angrily asks the two of them, who used the card? The older one comes out and says, Mom, I took the card. Mm-hmm. I used it for shopping.
Okay.
When we all know it is the younger sister, okay, she does that because they had an important science fair they all had to attend, and it is part of the assessment in school.
Yes.
Okay. She sees herself as the older sister, and so she is taking the responsibility as a bigger sister for her younger sister to be able to go to school. The mother punished them that whoever did that wouldn't be able to go to any place the following day. And this important fair is the following day.
Okay.
What do you see with this study?
It's a lie, but then this lie is not in favor of the elder sister, because since she took the blame, then it means, one, she has lied, and then she also doesn't get to go to the science fair, and then she loses her grades. So if she's also kind of teaching the younger sister that it's good to lie, because although she was just kind of helping or standing up for the sister, but I don't think that it's teaching the younger sister two things here.
But
one,
don't you think that the fact that as an older sister you are lying is also telling your younger sister that, oh, it's okay to do it? And don't you think her mother is going to be disappointed in a way? Although as an elder sister, she's standing in for something she knows very well is not the truth.
As I said earlier, the elder sister is definitely teaching the younger sister that it's good to lie, but then the mother is going to feel disappointed at first. But I feel like although the mother is going to be disappointed at some time, the mother also is going to be happy that there is this kind of sisterly love between the two sisters, whereby the elder sister has the back of the little sister. Yes. I also think that if this is there, then one, the mother should be proud of her children. Although she needed the money to do something very important and it has been used, all the disappointment will be there, all the anger will be there, but it's still, they have taught the daughter something which is called, you can protect your sister.
Fine, but I still think it's not right on the side of the elder sister to openly lie about it like that. I'm sure if they told their mother that, okay, mom, so this is what happened, she's their mother, she has that motherly love for them, she would understand them and not penalize her in any way, right? And everything.
But looking at this from a child's perception, she's thinking she's doing that for her younger sister. she is not looking at this from the adult's perspective. Okay, I'm doing this to save my little sister. Yes, so that she could actually get the grade. At least I've passed that stage. So if I do it for my younger sister, she could go for the all-important science fair and then perform well in school. Maybe I can also work out something to get the grades that I have lost in the way. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And also looking at this, we've talking about lies. Do we have types of lies?
Well, I've heard that there are what people call white lies. So these white lies, it doesn't really hurt anybody so much. You just say it and then you can go away with it. Nothing happens. And then I also know that there are what they call bad or black lies, where that is actually grave, that is really bad. Those consequences are very, very grievous. And so we can look at examples of white lies as you've gone out with somebody, okay, and then there's a last serving. We know that as good manners, let's say we are sharing the same place, for good manners' sake, you tell the person, oh, I'm satisfied, so that they can have the last piece, right? So I think I would say this is a simple white lie. You honestly know you are not satisfied, but for good manners' sake,
you still have space to take.
Exactly.
Well, then it means that white lies is something we do to protect the opposite feelings. So if I see the chain you're wearing, I'll be like, wow, I like that chain. Although deep inside, I know perfectly well that I hate it. I hate silver chains. It's a white lie, right? Because I'm saying it to protect your feelings. Because I can't come to you and be like, I hate that chain of yours. At that moment, you feel uncomfortable, you feel bad. And
so you actually did that to make me feel good about what I'm wearing at that time.
Wearing at that time.
And then for the black lies, for example, if you are cheating and your boyfriend or your husband knows that you've been cheating, but then he comforts you and asks, sweetheart, are you cheating on me? Then you'd be like, oh, nah, that's the last thing I would ever do. I would never cheat on you. Obviously, it's a black lie, because when he finds out, he loses their trust in you. So everyone knows that is a black lie, right?
And
so
some
black lies actually hurts people. White lies is told to protect people.
Yeah, yes. The impact of white lies is not so much felt, right? Looking, for example, a stranger comes to the house and they ask if your mother is at home, or they ask you to open the door. You're the only one in the house. They ask you to open the door, and then you say, mommy says I shouldn't open the door.
Where mommy didn't say that.
But you know that is to protect you, is to protect yourself, because you don't know this person. He's a total stranger. So you've lied there, but we can say it's a white lie because there's a protection there, and it's okay. You are being protected.
What if your mom is in the house and then someone's come to look for your mom? Then mom tells you that when the person comes, tell the person that I am not there. Mm-hmm. So is that considered a white lie or a black lie?
Tell the person I am not there. When you
whilst
know
she's in there. Yeah. So is it a black lie or a white lie? Because I think this is a black lie. But since we are doing it for a family member, as in for our mother, most of us will say it's a white lie.
Yeah, you can actually look at this in two dimensions.
Yeah.
It could be a white lie and it could be a bad lie. A white lie where I am doing this for the sake of my mom.
Yeah, out of obedience.
Yes.
Simply out of obedience.
A black lie where when the person finds out, he's going to feel betrayed or hurt.
Yes. And maybe the person was actually in need of whatever she came to your mom for.
Oh, yeah.
You could classify that as a bad lie.
But what if whatever your mom had or whatever the person wanted, your mom has more than enough to be able to give that to the person, but because she doesn't want to do it, she says, when he comes, tell him I'm not there.
So I think to avoid a situation like this, depending on your relationship with your mother, okay, some kids can boldly tell their mother, Ma, you know this is a lie, right? And that will break her conscience to make you understand that, okay, so I'm supposed to be the motherly figure. I'm supposed to be teaching my child the good things. So if my child is pointing out to me that I'm making her lie, then there's a question mark somewhere, right?
It means that you, the mother, you are doing something wrong. For a child to know, Mommy, this you are doing
is a lie.
It's actually not good to be doing this. Okay, so why do people tell lies? When and why do people tell lies?
I think looking at the many examples we've given, somebody would tell a lie to avoid getting into trouble, or to rather put someone into trouble. I know of back in SHS, you know, guys, they jump
the senior
walls.
high school?
Yes, back in senior high school. Guys go out, they break boundaries, they go and do stuff. But if, let's say today, one of their guys left and then the other guys are there, okay, and then their house master comes to search and then to ask, oh, where's this other person? Oh, they cover up so nicely for him. Oh, maybe he's in the washroom, or he's dead, you know. Oh, we were with him here. They cover up for him so nicely so that he doesn't get into trouble. So in this case, they did tell a lie to prevent getting their friend into trouble, right? And there are cases too where you intentionally say a lie to get someone into trouble.
So when we look at this one, then it means that there are some negative effects from lying. One, when you lie, you lose your credibility and then your self-efficiency. People don't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
For example, this story of a boy whom whenever goes to the forest or to the yard, shout or will be shouting that woof, woof, woof. The villagers will come around and nothing. Did that for a couple of times, and then later on, when it really happened, he died because they thought he was lying. So that's
nobody
of lying.
believed him.
No one believed him
When he was actually telling the truth.
Yes. And we can still, talking about that, we can still look at it in a sense, in a workplace, for example, or even in school, where we are told that for your memoirs and for your project works, you are not supposed to be plagiarizing or copying. But then you do this copy work exactly, and then you claim that it is yours. So even if you've risen high through the ranks, you've become a minister, you've become a president, okay, we can still withdraw your certificate when it is found that you copied, you lied, claiming that someone's work was yours. So lying can cost your career, it can cost friendships, it can break marriages, and so many things. So many things.
So let's look at dangers of telling lies.
Okay. When the dangers of telling lies, you lose people. You lose your job. You can lose your job. You can get hurt. People will hate you. Then a lot of things can come out of telling lies.
I also know it destroys friendship.
Yeah, just like we said.
Also tears families apart.
Yeah. And then the trust people have in you, the way they used to see you, now they are not going to have the same respect for you because of a lie that you told.
Let's look at the older sister and the younger sister. What danger can we bring out of their story?
Well, we know that with what the older sister did, okay, it could mean that she's going to lose the marks because she's been grounded.
And she loses trust from the mother. The mother might not trust her anymore.
She'll be disappointed in her for doing that as an older sister, teaching her younger sister the wrong thing to do.
So I think for today, we can say that looking at self-sacrifice, looking at lies, we can say that the whole thing is you should have a clear intention, okay? If you want to give something for someone, make sure that it's with a clear mind and you are not expecting anything in return, so that if you don't have that, you are not hurt or depressed in any way.
Okay.
If you're also lying to help someone, make sure that what you are going to lie about is not something that would hurt the persons. We've learned about white lies and then bad ones, which actually hurts people.
Well, if to tell the truth, you don't have to remember, it's better than to say nothing. This brings us to the end of our show. You can catch a repeat on Wednesdays, 4:10 p.m. You can interact with us also on Facebook, The Daily Train TDT, and on YouTube, The Daily Train TDT. Thank you. See you next time.